What's up, everyone? Dem Boys back at it. So this is just going to be a quick analytic breakdown to show you the best plays within the Oakland tour, and as well you're just going to kind of get a little sneak peek at what pass plays I'm running. You won't get the setups yet, but it'll give you enough of an idea to where you can really start to run this offense in its entirety before I'm finished with the scheme. So without further ado, let's get into the numbers. We're going to go ahead and start off in I close. So how I analyze my play call data is I look at the number of calls and the average yards gained, and then I also think about situationally how do I use that play. So what I mean by that is if we've got this mesh play A on the bottom here, all right, so I've got 224 calls, I'm averaging 5.5 a pop. Well, there's only one route on that play that goes deeper than 5 yards a carry. So what that tells you is I'm probably completing a pretty high percentage of those, right? Now, typically for a money play, I'm looking for something between 6 and 9 yards a pop average. That's really what I want. But in that situation, that's kind of where you would diverge. So back to I-form close. Just to give you an idea of some of the pass plays I run, I like that wide receiver out as a pass play. Various setups that we've seen throughout tournaments, which I will get into. So, halfback lead dive. I told you guys this was one of Joke's more commonly used plays. When we look at this, so I've been running this for a week now. I've got 64 play calls. I'm averaging 5.3 a pop on a run up the middle. That's pretty solid. I mean, you think about that. If you average that, you could just keep running it. PA deep cross can be a good play. It's another one Drini was running. He would post the left receiver and create a dueling post and then have a wheel route and an out underneath it, or he would just short hitch that deeper hitch and again wheel route out, then the route coming across. Halfback ISO, whatever, you're better off running lead dive when we look at the numbers, 5.3 versus 4.8. PAT elite can be a good play. I've got 7.3 a pop. Stretch. So stretch with 107 calls, I've averaged 6.2 a pop. You're averaging over 6 carry on a run. You just might as well keep running that. The other play that I would note in here would be Y post, just because you have that unbumpable go route. So you can see in 17 calls I'm averaging 10.9, and that's typically because I'm trying to hit a go route there with that unbumpable. Now, this close slot, this is a set that Joke didn't use a lot, but I told you guys in that video that I've really had some success. This is actually where I drop into my offense. He does it in the weak I actually drop into my offense from here. Alright? So, look at this HB Blast. 85 calls, so we've got a good sample size. I'm averaging 6.1 a pop on a run up the middle. That's phenomenal. Now, I talked about money plays. I like to see them up over that 8 or into that range to be a money play. Look at this halfback stretch. 94 calls, I'm averaging 8.2 a pop. That is my money play. It's so similar to the single back wing flex in that you have the tight end on one side for extra blocking, receivers on the other. So depending on how they're aligned, you can run this stretch either way. Probably my favorite play. Right there. Probably my favorite run play in this entire set. Joke used it once. I love it. So keep that in mind. The numbers here don't lie. I run this stuff with post up on my center. That's the only line ability that I have. Usually when you run stretches, your center will end up engaged in a double team. So, you just don't have the blocking breaking down right away. So wide receiver out, you see 1348 calls. I told you I ran strong close before a bit. So I'm averaging 7.4 a pop on 1348 calls. That is an excellent sample size. That's a play that I commonly go to. I've drawn that up in my West Coast West Coast strong close. If you're interested, I think I labeled that the money play. It's the video with the money symbols. Dive, 75 calls at 6.5 a pop, not bad. We did see Joke run that once. This PA scissors is absolute fire. There's a lot you can do with that play. Absolute fire. PA deep cross, absolute fire. I mean, you look at that 85 calls, I'm averaging 8, 9 a pop. I mean, I'm taking you downtown with that. You know, we're hitting crossers and posts and stuff like that. HB zone weak, 426 calls at 5.4 a pop. So again, I'm over 5 yards a carry running up the middle. Nothing wrong with that. Outside zone, 149 calls, 4.4 a pop. Now, I wasn't running this with the little quick fullback motion out. That was a new thing that I picked up. Also, a lot of times when I'm running this, it's in a short yardage situation, maybe a red zone situation. So that's going to pull those numbers down a bit. So I do really think that is a better play than maybe it appears based on those numbers as well. So, lastly, guys, close flex. The dive, typically it's flipped, right? 111 calls, I'm averaging 4.8 a pop. So, when we're starting to think about where I want to drop into my offense, what plays I want to run the most, when I look at this and see that I'm averaging 4.8 a pop here, and I come into closed slot, and I see I'm averaging 6.1 a pop, and then I also have access to a stretch, to me, that says drop in this offense, right? So, is it possible that because of the way Joe constructed his lineup, that play was better? Sure. When I say that play, I mean the weak close flex. Is it possible that folks just hadn't figured out in the 3-3-5 wide that you had to slide your line to the right to stop this? So for a little while, this looked like it was going to be the way to beat that run meta. Is that part of why he was in it? You know, possibly, right? So these are some of the things that you got to try to think about when you're watching what these guys do, and then you compare that to your own analytics. Sometimes things don't quite line up, and it's because there's other little factors like what I mentioned. So guys, again, like, comment, most importantly, subscribe. Head on over to Facebook, check out the group, Madden Genius. Man, really appreciate the support over there as well. Damn boys, peace.